Welcome to our channel. Today, we invite you on an extraordinary journey through the story of Rebecca Zahou. This mysterious story raises a number of difficult issues. We will strive to thoroughly examine the facts to determine what truly happened in the tragic circumstances of her demise. We invite you to watch this fascinating documentary film, which will enrich your knowledge and provide a lot of emotions. Thank you for being with us. Rebecca Zahou was born on March 15, 1979 in Burma. Her hometown, Phalam in the state of Chin, was located in the northwestern part of the country. The woman's father was Kwa Ninh Thang, and her mother was Zung Tin Par, also known as Pari. Rebecca had three sisters, older Mary Zahou Lunner, younger Snoam Horwath, and teenage Zini Zahou. The family was of Protestant faith. Due to economic reasons, they eventually moved to Nepal and then to Germany. Ultimately, the Zahou family members settled in the USA. This move took place about 10 years before Rebecca's unexpected passing. The parents and most members of the Zahou family settled in St. Joseph, Missouri. Rebecca completed her studies in the United States and started working as an ophthalmic technician. In 2002, she married a 36-year-old nursing student, Neil Nalipa, from Scottsdale, Arizona. Unfortunately, the couple divorced in February 2011. Earlier, in 2008, Zahou began dating Jonah Shaknai, who was her patient. The man was the CEO of the pharmaceutical company Medicis Pharmaceutical. Shaknai's business was thriving, and he quickly became a millionaire. Over time, Jonah convinced his partner to quit her job. The woman initially hesitated as she was financially supporting her family. However, Shaknai declared that he would take on these responsibilities, which he did. As often happens, money did not guarantee a happy family life. Jonah had already been through 2 marriages. His first marriage to Kimberly James ended in divorce and a 3-year custody battle over their 2 children. He had a son, Maxfield Aaron Shaknai, with his second wife, Dina Romano. The boy, known simply as Max, was born on June 7, 2005. Before we go on to 2 tragic events, it is worth mentioning a strange incident that occurred 2 years earlier. In August 2009, Zahou was arrested for stealing jewelry worth $1,000 from a Macy's store in Phoenix, Arizona. She pleaded guilty and paid a $500 fine. Her behavior was particularly peculiar, given that she was already seeing Jonah, a very wealthy man at the time. Moreover, Rebecca was still working and had her own money. She resigned from her job at Jonah's urging in 2010. It is therefore difficult to explain this theft, considering that she could have bought such jewelry herself or simply asked Jonah, who would certainly have been happy to give her such a gift. Now let's talk about the mysterious accident involving Max.
911, where's your emergency?
Rebecca's sister Zina called 911.
He fell down the stairs. He's not breathing.
On Monday, July 11th, 2011, Rebecca, her youngest sister Zina, and Max were at the Spreckles Mansion in Coronado, California. It served as a summer residence where Zahou usually lived. Jonah was also in Coronado at the time, but had temporarily left the house to go to the gym. The sisters were looking after his son. At some point, Rebecca, who was supposedly in the bathroom at the time, heard a dreadful noise. She ran out of the bathroom and found Max lying on the floor. Next to him was a chandelier that had fallen from the ceiling, as well as a scooter. The boy often rode it, even inside the house. It appeared that Max had likely flown over the railing and fallen a floor down onto the balustrade, snagging on a hanging lamp. Zina also quickly appeared nearby. It turned out that she did not see the entire event. Supposedly, she was taking a shower. The teenager called for an ambulance. Her sister, who worked in healthcare and had the appropriate qualifications, provided first aid. When the ambulance arrived, Max was not breathing and was unconscious, so he was taken to the hospital. It was revealed there that his spinal cord had been seriously damaged. The boy ultimately passed away on July 16th, 5 days after the fall. It was reported that the cause of death was brain damage due to oxygen deprivation. Unfortunately, no one saw the accident, so it was not possible to confirm what had happened to Max. Rebecca later claimed that she had run to the 6-year-old and heard him say the word ocean. That was the name of the boy's dog. It is also worth noting that the mansion had a view of the Pacific. It is therefore difficult to determine exactly what Max meant, assuming, of course, that Zahou was telling the truth. One could doubt this, as doctors later concluded that the boy had likely lost consciousness immediately after the fall. Why would Rebecca make up this detail? On July 26th, the authorities declared the boy's death an accident, speculating that he had somehow stumbled and flew over the railing. However, the doctor who examined Max before his death and performed the autopsy stated that he did not believe this. He explained that the cardiac arrest and brain swelling he experienced were not the result of the fall. The following day, on July 12th, Rebecca drove her sister to the airport. Zina was to return to her parents' home. Subsequently, Zahou picked up Jonah's brother, Adam, who had just flown in from Memphis, Tennessee, where he lived. As soon as he learned about his nephew's accident, he booked the next flight, even though he did not like traveling in this way and almost never did. Adam was a mariner and loved the water. That evening, Rebecca, Adam, and Jonah's brothers had dinner with a friend named Howard. Zahou and Adam then returned to the Spreckles mansion. Jonah, on the other hand, decided to stay by Max's bedside together with the boy's mother. On the morning of July 13th, around 6:45, Adam entered the main residence. He had spent the night in the guest house. To his surprise, he saw Rebecca's naked body hanging from the balcony on the second floor. Her legs were bound at the ankles, and her wrists were bound behind her back. Most strangely, her wrists were tied behind her back. Rebecca was also gagged. A blue shirt was wrapped around her head, with the sleeves tied and pushed into her mouth. There were also what appeared to be remnants of tape on her legs. However, none was found nearby. Adam called for an ambulance at 6:48.
An emergency, what are you reporting?
Yeah, I got a girl. It's on Ocean Boulevard across from the hotel, same place that you came and got the kid yesterday.
Okay, sir, what is the address?
I'm not sure. the back house is 1928 something.
Okay, sir, is she still alive?
I don't know. No!
There?
Are you alive? Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Did you get the address?
No, sir, I need the address.
Here's CPO right now. You came here yesterday to pick up a little boy.
Okay, sir, I wasn't working yesterday. I don't know what you're talking
Check your
about.
records.
Sir, I checked all of the records yesterday. I can't find anything on Ocean Boulevard. Can you tell me what the address is?
I'm looking.
Okay, I understand that. I just need the exact address. I can't help you until I have the address.
1043 Ocean Boulevard.
1043 Ocean? Okay,
Yeah.
Is she still alive?
I don't think so.
Okay, let me get the fire department. Sir, hang on. Let me get the fire department on the phone to help you, okay? Hang on just a minute. Fire medical emergency? Coronado with a transfer. Go ahead, sir.
Address.
1043 Ocean Boulevard.
1043 Ocean Boulevard? Okay, how old is she?
I'd say about 30.
30? Okay. When was the last time you saw her?
Last night.
Okay, is she beyond help?
Well, give me some. I'm compressing her chest right now.
Okay, hold on.
What's
your name?
Adam Shackner.
Okay, I have help on the way. What's your cell phone number? Is it 901-485?
901-485.
Okay, listen to me. Help is coming right now, okay? And Petey, you're on the way?
Yes, we are.
Okay, and you're right there with her. Did you cut her down?
Yes, I did.
However, he was so flustered that he did not remember the exact address of the house. In an attempt to help the dispatcher, he said that an ambulance had been called to the house for the little boy the previous day. However, the ambulance had arrived for Max 2 days earlier, so the woman did not find this report in the system. Adam eventually managed to provide the correct address. He then sent a text message to his brother to inform him of the incident. Before the authorities arrived, he cut the rope on which Zahou's body was hanging. Medical responders who arrived at the scene pronounced the woman deceased. The authorities ordered an autopsy and toxicological tests to determine the cause of passing. Of course, speculation about the involvement of third parties quickly arose. However, the authorities did not find any DNA at the scene other than Zahou's. On September 2nd, the San Diego County Sheriff's Department officially concluded that Rebecca had taken her own life. The autopsy results for the 32-year-old revealed 4 head injuries, the cause of which remained divided. Dr. Jonathan Lucas, a San Diego forensic pathologist, concluded that the woman could indeed have uterzonim maguawa nabalconi. Werner Spitz, a forensic expert who testified during the Casey Anthony trial, said that this was a possibility. However, he stated that he would need to see the exact position of the body. Dr. Maurice Godwin, a consulting forensic expert, expressed doubts, stating that 4 head injuries in an alleged attempt to harm oneself would be rather unlikely. Another autopsy of Rebecca's body was performed at the request of her family by the pathologist Dr. Cyril Wecht. Wecht testified that he believed that the fracture of the hyoid bone was caused by third-party strangulation, not self-inflicted actions. In the doctor's opinion, Zahou's passing should be classified as a murder. Rebecca's family's lawyer added that the investigation had revealed inconsistencies, including evidence indicating that the woman had been assaulted before her passing. However, the unusual binding of Zahou's wrists and ankles remained to be resolved. San Diego Sheriff Roy Frank claimed that in the past there had been cases where potential individuals secured their legs and arms to prevent changing their minds. The authorities decided to conduct an experiment to determine if Zahou could have tied herself in this way. A woman of similar height and weight wrapped her hands with a rope, freed one hand, then placed her hands behind her back, pushed them away, and tightened the binding using a similar string to that found in Zahou's hands. It was theoretically proven that it was possible. However, the question remained if Rebecca actually did this. Another mystery was the message painted on the door leading to the balcony, where the police found Zahou's body. According to the woman's ex-husband, the message read, "She saved him, can he save her?" Investigators initially refused to confirm this information. In a comment to the media, Sheriff Gore stated only that it was not a clear note. However, the investigators ultimately considered it another piece of evidence of Rebecca's actions. After all, Rebecca enjoyed painting. She used a brush to create the message. However, the woman's siblings claimed that the message did not fit her handwriting style. Nalepa also stated that the note did not look like one his ex-wife would have written. The police obtained a court order for Verizon and AT&T telecommunications companies to check the 32-year-old's phone bills. The Samsung Focus mobile phone, which belonged to Zahou, was also confiscated as evidence. AT&T's findings indicated that from about 8 p.m. to 10 p.m., Zahou talked and exchanged messages with her older sister Mary, who confirmed that Zena had safely returned home. At 10:48 p.m., Rebecca received a message from Nina Romano, the twin sister of Shaknai's ex-wife. The woman wanted to visit her to talk about Max's accident. However, Zahou did not respond to this message. The 32-year-old checked her voicemail a few hours later at 12:50 a.m. and listened to the message. The billing did not indicate who left this message. The police reported that it concerned Max's deteriorating health. However, the investigators did not disclose who recorded the voicemail. Mary later revealed that the police told her the message was from Jonah Shaknai. The message was deleted. This meant that the police and Zahou's family did not know exactly what was on the recording. The investigators initially did not turn on the woman's cell phone, fearing that they might overwrite any evidence in the device's memory. Attempts were made to ascertain if there was software available that would allow them to examine this model. Ultimately, they could not find such a method. On August 15th, one of the detectives switched on the phone and checked its content. It was discovered that the aforementioned voicemail had not been saved. It is puzzling that the police did not ask AT&T to attempt to recover the deleted recording from their servers. In early October, the investigators concluded the second examination of the phone. However, they did not discover any new information, and announced that they would soon return the phone to Zahou's family. On the one hand, Rebecca had reasons to harm herself. The most obvious was Max's accident. The woman, who treated the boy like a son, blamed herself for losing sight of him. However, Zahou knew that the 6-year-old was in critical condition, but at the time of her passing, Max was still alive, and there was hope for his recovery. Mary Zahou Lohner, who maintained close contact with her younger sister, revealed that Rebecca planned to end her relationship in the near future. Her life was not as idyllic as one might think. She resigned from a job she enjoyed, losing financial independence. While she had a lot of free time, she spent it mainly on everyday matters, taking care of Max and cleaning the extensive mansion. In addition, there were conflicts with Shaknai's 2 children from his first marriage, who did not tolerate their father's much younger partner. Jonah's 2 previous wives also harbored negative feelings toward Zahou, likely envious of her youth and beauty. The only person who truly liked the 32-year-old was Max. Zahou's family and lawyers challenged many of the pieces of evidence found at the scene, which led the police to conclude that the woman's passing was the result of her own actions. Her relatives also believed that Zahou would not have done so due to her religious beliefs and strong family ties. It seems particularly unlikely that she would have chosen self-inflicted actions, knowing that her naked body would be seen by family, neighbors, or emergency responders. Another argument against the notion that Rebecca took her own life were the statistics. Women are much less likely to engage in such actions than men. They also tend to choose different methods than hanging when they do. It is also worth noting that a witness reported to the police that on the night of Rebecca's passing, they supposedly saw a woman outside Jonah's mansion. This led to speculation that it may have been Dina, the mother of Max. The motive could have been a desire for revenge for the serious condition of the boy. Dina was also reportedly envious of her ex-husband's younger and more beautiful partner. It could have also been that Max preferred Rebecca's company over his own mother. However, the woman had a solid alibi. She had spent practically the entire day and night at the hospital, watching over her son. This was confirmed by surveillance footage. Interestingly, Dina did have a twin sister, Nina. Furthermore, Nina confirmed that she did indeed visit the Shaknai villa early in the evening. The visit was to hear directly from Zahou about the events of that fateful day. Allegedly, no one was at home at the time. Rebecca and Adam arrived at the property around 8 p.m., so this is likely. Therefore, both sisters were ruled out as potential suspects. The cause of Max's injuries is also very controversial. The mother of the 6-year-old repeatedly questioned the possibility that the accident was caused by riding the scooter at excessive speed. It was hard for her to imagine that an accelerated boy could have flown over a relatively high railing. Dina hired a private detective to investigate the details of the incident. It was determined that there was a carpet on the hallway floor where the accident supposedly occurred. This made it quite difficult to achieve high speed while riding the scooter. However, it was still not possible to definitively establish what had happened to Max. At the request of Rebecca's family, who still did not believe in her self-inflicted actions, her body was exhumed. A second, independent autopsy was then performed, focusing mainly on the body's injuries, as I mentioned earlier. It was established that they occurred before her death. This thereby excluded one of the hypotheses, according to which the body's damage occurred after the fall from a height, specifically when Adam cut the rope from which Rebecca's body was hanging. There is also the matter of 2 knives found in the woman's room. No fingerprints were found on one of them. Rebecca's fingerprints were discovered on the other, located on the blade rather than the handle. The placement of the prints suggested that she may have been holding the knife in bound hands. Perhaps for a moment she considered giving up self-inflicted actions, but ultimately abandoned the idea. It is also extremely peculiar that only her fingerprints were found in Zahou's room. Presumably, her partner and Max had been in that room multiple times before, as well as presumably other people. I am speaking generally and not specifically of their presence there on the day of her passing. It seems that a potential perpetrator meticulously cleaned the scene of the incident. Rebecca's ex-husband, Neil Nalepa, doubted the 32-year-old's self-inflicted actions, stating that it was not in her style. She was always cheerful and optimistic about life. She also planned a party for her father's 80th birthday, to be held in October. Finally, it is worth noting that Adam Shacknai was sued by Rebecca's family as responsible for her passing. The man lost the case and had to pay the deceased's family $5 million. However, this was a civil trial, significantly different from a criminal case. Jonah's brother was not convicted of the woman's murder. Unfortunately, it has not yet been definitively determined whether Rebecca's mysterious passing was a result of her own actions or the involvement of third parties. Thank you for tuning in to this intriguing episode. I encourage you to comment and subscribe to the channel. Your engagement keeps this captivating story alive. Until next time.